Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. So, since last week I was feeling rough. I'm making lots of videos right now because I want to catch up. You probably heard a lot about D3, and I think I should get into it more myself. I did quite a lot of data visualization with Adobe Flex back in the day, kind of flash-based stuff. So as we say in my podcast, let's learn together and let's read this and figure out what is going on with D3. So you can go here and you can see all these examples of the cool things you can do with R. So here's an example somebody's done. Ain't that pretty? So what else? So they've got these kind of charts like this. Hierarchical, I can't even say that. Edge bundling. Alright, okay, I'm bored already. Right, so let's just see what practical stuff we can do. So you can use it on a CDN like this if you want. D3 allows you to bind arbitrary data to blah 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 blah. So you bind data to the DOM and then apply data-driven transformations to the document. Well, I'm tired, I can hardly read English tonight. For example, you can use D3 to generate a table from an array of numbers. Or you can use the same data to create an interactive SVG bar chart. D3 is not a monolithic... Okay. D3 is not a monolithic framework that seeks to provide every conceivable feature. It solves the crux of the problem: efficient manipulation of documents based on data. Okay, I got that. This avoids proprietary representation and affords flexibility. I quite like the sound of that. So we're using HTML, SVG and CSS. It's fast. Right. So modifying documents using the DOM is tedious. The methods names are verbose and imperative approach requires manual. So this looks like vanilla JavaScript, which is fine. I like it, but D3 doesn't like it. Oh, excuse me, it's a double face palm here. So it looks like they got some kind of jQuery-ish style thing going on. Okay, well, I guess they don't want to have to write like this for us vanilla JavaScript developers which like this kind of stuff. So you can manipulate color, the background colors. Okay. Alright. So then. Okay, readers familiar with other DOM frameworks such as jQuery should immediately recognize similarities of D3. You know similarity. So, for example, to randomly color paragraphs, D3 select all paragraphs, and then it runs color transformation based on a random number. Okay. Computed properties often refer to bound data. Data is specified as an array of values, and each value is passed as a first argument. So I must sound like Theresa May today. With the default, okay. So we can get all paragraphs, and then we can specify an array of data. Okay. Once data has been bound to the document, you can omit the data. Is there not any examples I can run here? Using D3 enter and exit selections, you need to create new nodes. You can create new nodes for incoming data and remove outgoing nodes that are no longer needed. So we're getting the body, getting the paragraphs, setting some data, and what we're doing here. See, if this is vanilla JavaScript, I would know exactly what .enter meant, right? I just have to play around with examples, hopefully. Updating nodes. Okay. By handling these three cases separately, you can specify precisely which operations to run on nodes. Transformation, not representation. D3 does not introduce a new visual representation, unlike processing or Provis. What are those things? flexible software sketchbook and alignments for learning how to code with.
Hello, my name is Dan Schiffman, and I'm here on behalf of the Processing Foundation and all of the volunteers who have spent a lot of time and a ton of effort over the last
you can't speed it up.
Many years. Whole set of sketches and a lot about Processing 3, and I'm very excited.
Show me some pictures.
I mean to type a link. Okay, the next Processing 3 has now removed applet as a dependency.
Alright, that covers the processing tutorial there. What's Provis? Provis composes custom views of data. No longer... Okay, let's forget this. Right. D3 does not introduce new visual representation. D3's vocabulary of graphical marks come directly from web standards. You can create SVG elements using D3 and style them with external style sheets. Yeah. And you can compose filter effects. Alright, D3 is easy to debug using the browser's built-in element inspector. Alright, the first thing I like so far, pretty much. Transitions. D3's focus on transformation and extends naturally to animated transitions. Transitions gradually interpret styles and time. Okay, very good. So, I want... Yeah, D3 must wrap up these selectors with their own, prototypal extension somehow. Resize circles in a symbol map, so you can get all circles, do some kind of transition, some kind of random scaling. Alright, let's just go through some tutorials. Tutorials maybe not be up to date with the latest version of D3, reading them alongside related notes. Wow, we've got a lot of work to do, right? Let's just start. Guys. Let's just not beat around the bush now. Right, so did we read this bit? Okay, we've done that. Simple bar chart video tutorial. Creating a simple bar chart with D3. Alrighty then. I like these kind of things, and I also don't like these kind of things. So I guess what I want to do is I want to just copy this locally, actually, just get it to work. So let me just copy this locally, right? So we know what we're doing. We want to learn. We don't want to just like look at stuff on the screen, right? Wow, I've gone kind of dark. Okay, so put our chart there, and what else? We need some script, don't we? Right, so let's just create a script. And get some copy-paste code. Right, so let's just get our this stuff here. And we need some CSS, don't we? And we need some styling, don't we? Right. All right, and then just open this up in the browser, right? Ta-da! A white screen. So when we get errors like this, then we want to debug it. Okay. Let's just go to our sources. And let's see if this thing runs. Alright, did that seem to work? Alright, let's just inspect the elements then. So, okay, nothing's in the chart. So I've done something daft here. So I know what the other is now. So what what's happening is, of course, this doesn't exist because the script is before the DOM element here, so we should be able to switch the order around. I'm kind of surprised that there wasn't an error found or thrown because it couldn't find a div, but anyway, let's just move this script below here. And let's also, yeah, let's run this, see if it works. Alright, that's cool. So that looks the same as what it's in the tutorial. So let's just debug this a bit more closely to see what is going on. I do recommend you watch this video. I'll leave a link in the description. This is a cool little editor, this, by the way. It's called Scrimba, and you can record videos, and yeah, really nice.
Let's learn a little bit.
And you can sort of jump in between
so D3 is a visualization
while the guy is playing the video.
Powerful
That's pretty cool. So let's go back to debugging it. So if we put breakpoint in the code, these bits, because it's a sort of fluid interface, will just jump down to here, but we can kind of see what's going on, can't we? So what happens is there's like the initial like div it selects with this ID, and then what it does is it creates these elements for each of one of the data, and then it enters each part of the data in a sense and appends a new div, and then runs these functions that changes style and also the text based on what the current datum is, and that is what's going on there. So I mean, that's you could actually write that in vanilla JavaScript. So it'll be interesting to see what R gives you over on top of like vanilla JavaScript. Probably a lot of just functional stuff to render stuff on the DOM. Alright, I hope that's been an interesting first video on not R, D3js. And what we'll do is we'll just go through some more tutorials together and we'll learn together about this cool framework. Alright, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.